Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, genuine creators, my exillionaires out there. Today, I had some thoughts on my mind, and so I wanted to share with you guys as I'm in route here. So, peace, grace, and blessings to everyone. Everyone who's been following, everyone who's been my subscribers, and those who have been following throughout the year and beyond that time. I wanted to talk about this idea today, guys, about beginning anyway. I want to talk briefly about beginning anyway, right? So I'm driving right now, so I'm not going to comment on the chats right now, but welcome everyone. Welcome into the room. Good day to you. The day is almost gone, but I had some thoughts on my mind that I wanted to share. So that's what we do. We want to bring value. We want to increase our value, right? Do you not want to increase your value? So today I want to talk about briefly begin anyway. So what am I talking about when I say begin anyway? I'm talking about examples and stories like Moses. So, if you've been following me, I talk about Bible bits, Bible bites, Bible principles, stories from the Bible, and also talk about business. And so today I wanted to talk about beginning anyway. Moses was someone who, he was giving excuses, right? He was giving excuses for not moving forward, right, in life and in the thing, in the calling or in the mission, in the task, whatever it is. He told God in Exodus 4:10, pardon me, by the way, but you know what? I haven't been able to speak, now or in the past. I haven't been able to speak. I'm not eloquent. Matter of fact, I'm slow of speaking. I'm slow in speaking, and I'm slow in tongue. I'm slow in mouth and tongue, he's saying. He's telling God, right? He's giving God excuses. And so, but he has a task to do. He's been given something to do in his day and age that he was living, right? To go and free the Israel slaves, to go and free those Hebrews who were under their hard taskmasters in Egypt, right? So he's like, you know what? I can't speak. I don't want to speak. You know what? Speak through my brother. Speak through someone else. Choose someone else, right? But I wanted to say this to you today. There's no one else but you to do what it is that you're called to do, and to do what it is that only you can do, right? Because only you have your voice, only you have your thumbprint, right? And so, though you might think, and though we give ourselves excuses, we make up these excuses in our mind, and we tell other people why we can't. That shouldn't even be in our vocabulary. Can't. That shouldn't be. Let's exit that. Cast that out of our vocabulary, and let's change it to how can I do the thing that I need to do? How can I start the business? How can I make videos? How can I speak, right? Because Moses was an example. He was a great example of someone who gave excuse after excuse, and it just, God wasn't having it, and he eventually began anyway, right? He eventually went anyway, and he would play a significant role and a significant part in history, in Israel's history, in freeing them, and all the plagues and everything, and how God used him, and through all the plagues and things that went on there. But I wanted to encourage those today. This was on my mind, that we need to begin anyway, right? So for those who are in 9-to-5 jobs, or 6 to 6 to 3, or whatever you're doing, whatever it is that is your task, right? Whatever it is that is your calling, you want to begin anyway, right? That dream and that vision that you have, you want to be able to begin. You want to start anyway, even when things aren't maybe just precisely how you would like them to be, right? The water is just not so warm right now, right? You're like, it's too cold. I'm not really ready. You know what? You know what? I need to get a little bit more practice, right? We tell ourselves that too. I just need to get a little bit more practice. What do you think? What do you think? Canada. What do you think, Alan? Are you ready to begin anyway? What do you think? Nadaka? Did I say that correctly? Naoka? Naoka? Begin anyway, right? You'll find this story of Moses in Exodus 4:10. Exodus 4:10. And so, he gives all the excuses that he can find, that he can muster, of why he's not the one, right? Choose someone else, choose my brother, And so let's stop giving excuses. Jeremiah in Jeremiah 1:6, that's another great example, right? Somebody might say, hey, Moses was like what? 70 some, I want to say. 70 some when he was called. I don't even know the exact number. Maybe you could look that up. How old was Moses when he began to lead the Israelites out of Israel? Anybody know that? Good evening. Good evening, JJ. Good evening. How old was Moses when he started and God called him to lead the Israelites out of bondage? I mean, this is an older guy. I believe he's in his 70s, maybe 80. He was an older guy. Put it in the chat. Somebody says 33. Put it in the chat. I believe he was a little bit older than that, JJ, but this was an older guy who was like, you know what? I haven't been able to speak in the past. I haven't been able to speak now, and I really don't even plan to be able to speak in the future. But he had a burning bush moment. He had an experience where God spoke to him in an undoubtedly right way that got his attention. And he's like, you know what? I can't speak. I'm slow to speak. I haven't been able to speak in the past or now, but God uses him anyway, and he uses his brother and he uses his sister. And Jeremiah, if you go to Jeremiah 1:6, Jeremiah is another example. He's a young guy, right? And he's like, you know what? I can't speak. I'm only a youth. So Jeremiah is on the opposite spectrum. He's like, I'm young. I'm too young. I don't have enough experience. You know what? I'm not the guy. I'm not that guy, right? But God called him. God spoke to him. It's clear. And he's like, you know what? He goes on and does the things that he does, right? In Jeremiah, if you look in Jeremiah. And so God called him to be a prophet. But the thing that was on my mind today to share briefly here, guys, and I'm about to go in a few minutes here, was begin anyway. Begin the task, whether it's exercise. I had a major surgery in 22, and I've been feeling out of sorts and things like that. I need to change my diet. I need to do some more exercise. So I'm going to begin anyway, even though I'm tired, even though I really don't feel like it, even though all these different elements are going on in life, right? We want to stop giving ourselves excuses. Stop giving yourself an excuse to not better yourself, and to not come up out of that place of despair or that pit. We want to begin anyway. We want to begin even when you dip your foot in the water. We want to dip our foot in the water and say, the temperature's not, it's not right. I want put a little bit more heat in there. Put some more coals in there so that I can be more comfortable. But but actually you want to shock yourself. You want to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I want to encourage you guys today to begin anyway, just like Moses did in Exodus 4:10, just like Jeremiah was challenged when God came to him and he was given a task to do. He was given a mission to do. So whatever your mission is, right? Whatever the vision that you have for your future, for your family, for your business, whatever that vision is, whatever that good and positive vision is, right? Begin. Begin even when you feel like I need to watch one more video, even when you feel like I'm not in the best of shape, even when you feel like, you know what, all the money is not there that I really like, to be able to feel more comfortable, right? No. Even when you're sad, even when you're down, even when you're depressed, even when maybe you have all the support around you, maybe you're just too comfortable in that way that you have a lot of support around you, but and that's kind of giving you like some like nonchalantness, like, you know what, I got all this support around me, I feel pampered. I can put it off for another year. I can put the business off for another year. I can put the investment off for another year. I can put going after that vision and going after that goal off just a little bit longer, because you know what, after all, moms, or after all, pops, or after all, whoever it is in your family that kind of picks up the slack for you or whatever. No, you want to put yourself if you want to go to another level, if you want to go to the next level in your life and for your family, you're going to be put in uncomfortable positions. And why don't you put yourself in an uncomfortable position, right? And begin anyway. You know, point in case, the other day I had a live. I played music for the first time in front of YouTube, right? I played music by ear for the first time in front of YouTube. Never did it before. And so I could have said, I'm not going to do this, because we all have issues with confidence at times, right? But you know what? We need to do it while we're scared anyway. We need to do it when you're in fear anyway, so that you can confront that fear, face that fear, knock it down, right? So that's what I had to share with you guys today. I told you I was going to be brief. I'm not going to be long. I got ice cream in here, so we're going to put that in the freezer. So guys, I hope this was encouraging and uplifting for you today, from Exodus 4:10 and Jeremiah 1:6. Begin anyway, even when things and the weather and the water, so to speak, when you're like, if you're going to go take, in the summer, go take a dip or whatever, you know, begin anyway in the midst of uncertainty, because after all, this is what is going to build your faith. This is part of faith, which is doing that thing, right? It's now faith, like Noah did. He built the ark now, even though it took him 100 years to do it. He built the ark now. When he was like 500, he started building the ark, right? And then he entered into the ark at 600. So he didn't wait until he was 600, right, to build the ark. He started at 500. He started a year earlier and got the thing done and preserved the people on earth. So I encourage you today, begin anyway, even when you don't feel that all the ducks are in a row or everything's lined up just perfectly. We don't want to wait for that. Life and opportunity will pass you by if you're trying to wait for all things to be in line and to look perfect. Begin anyway, guys. That's what I had to share with you guys today. Robert, Leah, Cast, Blast, welcome, welcome. And so until next time, guys, I'll see you again. Great grace and plenty of peace, guys.